986th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Hi-ho, Degenerinos. Welcome to episode 986 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Santa Claus. This is my last chance to for clemency and for him to bring me something tonight. So this goes out to Santa. Who am I? I'm Spicy Pasha, Jeff Fox. With me, Daniel Gumby Vreeland. We're not Grinches. We're giving you an episode on this Christmas Eve day. Well, it depends when you're consuming this. Maybe you're ignoring your family and you're consuming this on Christmas Day. So regardless, it's a big episode. RIZIN knows how to end the year. Most of these promotions we're covering know how to end the year properly. They have 5 titles on the line here. We had the other episodes we've done recently had 4 titles, 5 titles. UFC ended their year with a flyweight belt that may be a number one contender fight. Yeah, they don't really.
They've always kind of limped into the break, though, haven't they?
Yeah. This is more of an overseas type thing, doing it up at the end of the year, especially in Japan. So RIZIN is keeping the tradition of pride alive here with a very big fight card in a very big arena, the Saitama Super Arena. So yesterday we covered the prelims, which had a lot of familiar names, a lot of former champions on it. So it is a very packed fight card. And today, nothing but gold or silver. I think their belts are silver, right? Nothing but silver.
I don't know. I just know they're comically big. That's the only thing I remember about them is they're like very, very, very over. Them and ONE FC, they must be in some kind of battle about like whose belt is bigger, larger. And then of course, they're like the 2 promotions that have like the teeny tiniest champions, right? Like the atom weight,
right? Yeah,
like Izawa holding one of those tournament titles always like silly. So as did like when the Monkey God had it, So I think you're right. I think it's silver, but it is comically big, and that's more.
Asian promotions know how to do the belts, right? They do big belts. They do trophies a lot of times. They do
like
flowers.
Trophies that stand up and are way taller.
Exactly. Yes. Flowers, confetti coming from the rafters. So yeah, they everything the UFC has moved away from. The mostly
RIZIN is just hanging into.
RIZIN, Europe too. Yeah. And the European promotions are really leaning into, which is good. We need some pageantry in this here sport. All right, we're going to get you, like I said, nothing but title fights, and then maybe a non-title fight for the lightning round. After, I remind you, you can get access to all our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place, the SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. All right, as we mentioned yesterday, it's RIZIN Shiwasu no Cho Tsuwamono Matsuri, which is either December Soldier. What did I say?
I don't remember yours. Mine was Winter Warrior Party, though.
Winter Warrior Party is way better. So whatever it translated to the first time, Gumby's is better for sure. Tuesday, 11 p.m. start time. So basically Tuesday overnight, Wednesday early morning. Hopefully you're off work this week. So this won't take up your New Year's Eve. It'll be New Year's Eve in Japan, though, by the time it gets finished in the Saitama Super Arena, Saitama, Japan. If you want to go to it, 15 bouts in a ring. I'm sure it'll be quite an exciting affair. And let's get started with the title fight, shall we? Nothing but title fights, like I said. This is for the vacant flyweight championship. So you know what I have to ask, Gummy. Do you know why it's vacant? Or
this one's easy. This is Kyoji Horiguchi coming over to the UFC.
Who's that? Should he get the next title fight? There you go. I'm putting you on the spot. Should he get
Manel Cage should. Okay. But he's not far behind. He fought somebody a little better in his UFC re-debut. Maybe, but because they can't give him not a cupcake, but easier ease back into there. He'll probably fight a Tetsuro Taira or Brandon Royval or somebody of that kin, and then look a lot better. Actually, I think they might have already booked him again. Now that I think about it,
you're right. They did.
And it's against somebody again. I'm a little underwhelmed by.
Exactly.
Maybe kill him.
Tajir Ulanbekov. No, he just fought him. Who is he fighting?
Just beat up Ulanbekov.
Yeah, good. Exactly. He just beat up Ulanbekov. But yeah, it's someone kind of along that.
It's not far ahead of
Amir Albazi.
Okay, that's a bigger step up than I remember. But very, very beatable for him.
Yep. Yeah, maybe that's a good thing. We'll have to see. All right, so for the RIZIN Vacant Flyweight Championship, another Japanese fighter will be filling the shoes of Horiguchi. I can tell you that much because we have two Japanese fighters fighting for the vacant belt. We have Hiromasa Ougikubo. He is from Japan, as I said. Yuki Motoya, his countryman as well. 3 5-minute rounds, is that right? I think we talked about this before.
I can't remember if we've talked about
it.
This is
it's
the
always
area of MMA that I feel like I'm completely a fish out of water. I have no idea how many rounds any of you guys are doing for title fight.
Exactly.
Like, was it CFFC who does? Are they the ones who do 4-round title fights?
Yeah, we just covered one, right? Yeah, I think
it blows my mind. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, because you're gonna get draws, are you not?
I think they do a sudden death round too, possibly if it's tied.
Okay, yeah.
From like a 50-45 snore fest.
Right. Yeah.
Then
I get
a 40-36 snore fest. I don't know how that.
yeah. I guess it makes sense, kind of. All right, let's tell you about no odds yet. Sorry for this. Maybe you'll have odds by the time you're getting this in your offices, but as of recording, no odds. But I'm sure they'll be pretty easy to get, especially for a big event like this. Motoya 39-14. We got a couple of veterans here. He's 8 knockouts, 14 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted 3 times. I guess that would make him durable. 53 fights, 14-9 in RIZIN. He's won 2 straight and 5 of 6 multi-region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. This is a rematch, Gumby. Did you know that?
I didn't miss it. Yeah,
I didn't miss it. Motoya lost to Ougikubo in 2019 via decision. I think it might have been split decision, possibly.
I want to say it was a split decision. And it was also at bantamweight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep, all that sounds right. 2010 pro MMA debut for Motoya. 2 years younger than Ougikubo, 4 inches taller, 4-inch reach advantage. So, which is kind of big for a flyweight gap there in size. Ougikubo, he doesn't need a nickname. His name's fun to say already. 29-8-2, 1 knockout, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice. 11-4 in RIZIN. He's won 4 straight. Before that, he had lost 3 straight. He's not lost low since July 2023. He went 0-1 Bellator, RIP, 3-1 in the Ultimate Fighter. Remember what one of those wins were, Gumby?
He beat Pantoja, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he beat Pantoja. Yep.
Do you know who he lost to?
Yeah, but I can't remember.
It was in a number 1 contender fight to fight Mighty Mouse.
Oh, Tim Elliott, yes.
He lost to Tim Elliott for the right to fight.
And what a fight that was. Tim Elliott won the first round of the Demetrius Johnson fight, right?
Yeah,
that was a good fight. Yep. All right. Multiple region. Did I do that yet? No. Multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. I feel like we haven't been doing that quite as often recently, but this episode's got a few. Used to fight at 135, 2006 pro MMA debut, 1-0 as a pro shoot boxer. We're getting quite a few shoot boxers on this fight card too. All right.
So I've always been a big Ougikubo fan, and it's not going to end here. For me, I've always just really been impressed with his wrestling. As you mentioned, he out-wrestled Pantoja in a fight. Now, granted, quite a few years ago, but his run on The Ultimate Fighter was amazing. It was always kind of sad that the UFC couldn't come to terms with him after that loss to Tim Elliott. But he's been doing really nice in RIZIN. This is the culmination of the end of that big tournament that they put together for flyweights, where he looked really good in the early parts of the tournament too. And basically, stylistically, the reason I like him more than Montoya here is Montoya is a lot longer, but has spent a lot of his recent fights backpedaling for quite a bit. And it's cost him in a lot of those fights too, that he just keeps getting backed up against the cage and then trying to counter strike from there. And Ougikubo does an amazing job of, when he gets moving forward, putting you basically in a no-win situation where you either have to eat some of the shots that he's throwing or do something that defends those shots, and as a result, completely give up on the ability to stop a takedown. Because Ougikubo, like I said before, really, really great wrestler. And you saw when he fought Shorty Torres, basically he'd get backing up Shorty Torres to the edge of the cage, hitting him with 2 or 3 strikes. Torres's hands would go up. He'd get in on the legs. And then he, whether he hit the takedown or not, he's wearing you down and putting a pace on you. And that's what he does really well is, he's always on his horse. He's always moving forward and he always puts a pace on you. So the fact that Motoya has already kind of had issues with that, obviously that's going to play right into Ougikubo's hands. And then Motoya likes to wrestle himself. He's had some success in the past that way. But the thing I've noticed about some of his takedowns, particularly when he was fighting Inoue, who we'll talk about in a second, is in those fights, he seems to initiate the takedowns, but rarely does it seem like he's the one finishing them. It seems like he gets out scrambled, or winds up scrambling and both coming back to the feet. And so like he initiates a lot of wrestling and it just doesn't come out with as many advantageous positions for as much effort as he puts in. So even if he were to be offensive here, I think Ougikubo is going to stuff enough takedowns or get back up. And probably that pace that he puts on Motoya is probably going to cripple his abilities to continue doing, so-so in the grappling department. So I like Ougikubo. If I had to guess on a line here, I assume he's going to be the favorite. He's definitely looked better in this tournament, in my opinion. So I'm going to say like -150.
Minus 150 for Ougikubo. All right. More titles on the line. Next, this one is bantamweight. Naoki Inoue, the aforementioned. He's from Japan. Daniel Sabatello from the United States. 3 5-minute rounds. 134 is the weight class there. The Italian gangster would be the American fighter, Sabatello. 16-4-1, 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. 2-0 in RIZIN. So he's won 2 straight and gone 2-2-1 over his last 5. He's not lost a fight since November 2023. He's a regional champ or was a regional champ. 4-3 in Bellator, RIP. He got a draw in his 1 PFL fight. 1-0 in Contender Series. Didn't get signed. 2 inches taller than Inoue. Inoue, 20-4. 2 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's 10-2 in RIZIN. He's the champ. 2 successful title defenses under his belt already. He's won 4 straight and 5 of 7. He's not lost since May 2023. He went 1-1 in the UFC. Totally forgot all about that, but he was in the UFC. He's fed at 125, 2015 pro MMA debut, 4 years younger than Sabatello.
So I think in a way, being the hometown guy, having a better looking recent record, being the reigning champ, I think he's going to be the favorite. But being that Sabatello has been in there with tough guys and been a Bellator champ, all that kind of stuff, I can't imagine he's all that far behind. This might be like a -140 plus 115 kind of fight. But I'm going to take the underdog money on Sabatello, especially if he comes in as an underdog. Look, Inoue's jiu-jitsu, really sick, really nice jab. His wrestling is played up in the past. But like I said before, he did have to scramble with Motoya. He had to figure out a way to get out of some of those bad positions because Motoya got in on the hips. And if Yuta Motoya can do that, man, Danny Sabatello has got to be able to do that. This guy is really explosive with his takedowns. He gets to the hips really well. I'd say maybe my only concern about Danny Sabatello is I think he really has to stay composed. He's one of those guys who, when he's grappling, is so confident in his own abilities that sometimes he winds up on your back with no hooks on and he's just going to slide right off. And against Inoue, who has really good jiu-jitsu, he can't be making those mistakes in this fight. He has to avoid them, especially because the ground is going to be his element here because the feet is definitely going to be Inoue's. He's longer, he uses his jab better, he fights longer. There's so many advantages on the feet for Inoue. And then, so when it's on the ground, Sabatello really has to take advantage, but he can't be, overly doing so. I think if he shoots a takedown and he decides okay, settle into position and then do damage, I think it's going to be really tough for Inoue to get up without giving up some really bad positions. So I'm going to go with Danny Sabatello for those reasons. I think his wrestling should play here. And, Inoue's ability to scramble might scare me off a touch. But if we can get plus money on Sabatello, it's definitely worth it.
All right. Lock in, hopefully, a dog for you. It looks like Tapology's in on the other side. So hopefully it is a dog.
Tapology likes Inoue?
I think it was in the 70s. Let me check. I checked the first 2 fights.
Surprising.
We got already. All right. We have got Ougikubo 78%, Inoue 76%.
Wow. Those are definitely bigger splits than I was expecting for both of them. I have the sides correct, but I expected those numbers to be closer.
Maybe next year I'll actually track and see how close Tapology is for predicting. Yeah. Because we always talk about it, yet I never really track. All right. Before we get to 3 more title fights, tell about Chalkx. We just partnered up with Chalkx. It's Kalshi, Kalshi. A real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets and sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment. Hell, they even have weather. Chalkx, you can trade anything. Make sure you check out Gumby's weekly column, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. He will tell you some of the things he suggests that you trade on there. So new Chalkx customers get $20 when they use our promo code SGPN. That's Chalkx, Kalshi. promo code SGPN. And Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Underdog has you covered this holiday season with Underdog Unwrapped. You'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. Gumby's going to wrap a winner for you right now, I bet.
So I definitely can't give you any basketball for tonight on Christmas Eve because basketball doesn't play on Christmas Eve. But I am going to give you a Christmas Day play. I'm going to take the higher than on the rebounds for Alperen Sengun. He's playing the Lakers here, and the Rockets are playing the Lakers here. He's gone for double figures in each of his last 4. Looks like Underdog's got him projected at 10.5. So we're going to take the higher than on that 10.5. I think he pulls down 11 against the Lakers, especially with DeAndre Ayton having been beaten up lately.
All right. Excellent. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds only when you sign up with our code MMA SGPN. All right. Let's move on to a favorite of ours, right? RIZIN Women's Atomweight Championship on the line. The champ Seika Izawa versus the challenger Rena Kubota, both women from Japan. They're fighting out 108 pounds. We'll tell you about the challenger, of course. First, that would be Kubota, 15-5, 8 knockouts, 2 submissions. She's been submitted 3 times. She's 14-4 in RIZIN. She won 2 straight and 3 of 5. TKO win in her last bout. It was back in July of 2024. She's not lost since April 2023. 0-1 in Bellator, RIP. Used to fight at 115. 2015 Pro MMA debut. 32-3 in shoot boxing, a multi-time champion there. 3-2-1 in kickboxing, a champion there as well. So quite a decorated challenger here. Izawa, 17-0. 1 knockout, 9 submissions. 11 of those fights taking place in RIZIN. She is the champ. She's won successfully defended her title twice. She also has multiple regional championships on her.
Mansell.
Correct. Sorry, people. It's back. sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Get our gear. Izawa's fought at 115 and 120. 4-0-1 as a pro grappler. 6 years younger than Kubota. An inch of reach advantage. So this is probably the best challenger at least on paper, she's faced since we've been covering her, right?
She's got to be negative 1,000. She's got it.
Usually she's given super overmatched people. At least Kubota's got a bit of a resume.
I mean, a bit, but go back to, you mentioned she hasn't lost since what, April 2023, you said? Yeah. She lost to Claire Lopez. No, I'm not throwing shade here at Claire Lopez. This is not meant to be insulting. But Claire Lopez tagged her earlier, took her down, beat her up from a takedown position. And I don't know about you, but when I've watched Claire Lopez fight in Kombache, I didn't think oh, there's a beast wrestler, or there's somebody who's got some hands on her. I thought she was good, but I didn't think she was one of the best in the world. And I happen to think Seika Izawa is, first of all, the greatest atomweight in the world, possibly in history. And then second of all, maybe one of the best pound for pound women's fighters right now in the world. So Rena got beat up by Claire Lopez, pretty good in that loss. And since then, if you look at her resume, speaking of having fought some bums, Rena Kubota has only fought some real crappy fighters pretty much since she lost to Claire Lopez. So we're talking about somebody who, you're right, has a little bit of a resume, but got beat up by somebody who's still kind of younger, better, faster than her. Doesn't really have it in her to fight a young gun anymore. And who are they going to feed her to? The youngest of the guns, right? Seika Izawa, young, fast, long, super powerful for 105 pounds. She got sick jiu-jitsu. She can keep it on the feet. She's just good everywhere. And it continues to be my point about why she might be the best pound for pound woman in the world right now, is that there isn't a you can't point to something and say this is what she's good at or this is what she's not good at. She's just good everywhere. And she's really long for the atomweight division. So when you compare that to, again, Rena just having a lot of trouble with the takedown defense of Claire Lopez, getting cracked on the feet early in that fight, there's no reason to say Izawa can't come in here and just absolutely put it on her with her boxing. And that's what I expect her to do. Seika Izawa, my guess is negative 1,000.
96% on her, so you're probably right.
Not high enough.
Probably right.
Not high enough.
What would you ever play her in anything or throw her in parlays?
I mean, I wouldn't put her in a parlay
at that number.
At negative 1,000, it's not going to move your parlay enough to matter. No. So, I'd probably stay away from there. But I don't know, maybe I'd be interested in an under. She does have pretty good finishing ability here, and I think with the fact that we've seen Rena just like have, get beat up in that fight. Like, I don't think she got finished by Clara Lopez, if I'm remembering. I think that was a decision, but like she was in bad enough positions to get finished, and like Izawa wouldn't let her off the hook. So, maybe an under or something like that if you're looking for a way to keep this interesting. That might be the only way.
All right, cool. We have got our co-main event now, and it's for a championship. Imagine that. RIZIN Lightweight Championship, the champion Roberto de Souza from Brazil, challenger Shunta Nomura from Japan.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. Tapology has it wrong. I have it right in my spreadsheet, though. What's we got?
Ilkhom Nazimov.
Okay, and where is he from? Do you know?
Ilkhom Nazimov is Kazakhstan. Okay. I want to say Kazakhstan.
One of the stands. All right. 3 5-minute rounds, as we learned as well. We'll tell you about the challenger Nazimov, 10-2 with 4 knockouts, never been finished in a fight, 2-0 in RIZIN. He's won 5 straight, 9 of 10. He lost about
straight up. Well, it says he's training out of Russia, but it has an Uzbekistan flag next to his name.
Okay. Yep. We don't want to get our geopolitics wrong, right? You are renowned for your geopolitical
knowledge. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Nazimov's 10-2, 4 knockouts, never been finished. 2-0 in RIZIN. He's won 5 straight and 9 of 10. He last lost about July 2023. Regional champ, 8 years younger than de Souza. De Souza, you may know him as Satoshi. 20-3, 6 knockouts, 13 submissions. He's been knocked out twice. 13-1 in RIZIN. He is a champ. 5 successful title defenses under his belt already. Quite a run here. He's won 5 straight and 6 of 8. 0-2 in Bellator, RIP. He used to fight at 165. 2013 pro MMA debut. 8-4-3 as a pro grappler. But in the BJJ, he's a multi-time gold medalist on the world level of BJJ. 3 inches taller than Nazimov.
Yeah, I'm going to guess Satoshi here. Another big number, maybe -500 on him. Nazimov was originally, you said the name of the guy. Nomura was originally.
We talked about it beforehand, and yet I still butchered it, of course.
Yeah, so Nomura was supposed to be the challenger. Nazimov was supposed to fight Noah Bay in the opening prelim fight of the night. So I can't imagine, the line looks respectable here, despite the fact that Nazimov has had some really good fights. I know he fought Knee last fight and he went in there and one of the more devastating front kick knockouts in history. Nazimov, despite his name, is not what you would expect from a Russian Uzbek fighter. He's not gonna come in here with crazy takedown skills. He's like a lanky guy. He has like a very bladed stance, very karate based with like lots of kicks. Like I said, he came with like basically like a Loyola Machida front kick. You can not the flying one on Randy Couture, but the planted one on Vitor Belfort. And that's what he got in his
nasty.
Yeah, they were both great for the record. Yeah. So Nazimov, is coming off of a knockout win that way. But look, I think the karate stance and the fact that he's going to have that foot way out front is probably a problem for him against de Souza, because remember, de Souza is a guy who, like we said on yesterday's episode when we were talking about Kleber Erbst, like it's so grappling heavy, and he's gotten a little bit better on the feet. Like he probably has that one up on Erbst, but like, it really is just like, I got to get a hold of your leg one time and you're done. And Nazimov's leg is kind of like dangling out there, like kind of inviting you to come grab it. And that to me is a problem. And then in addition to that too, I would also say even though it was only a 2-minute long fight, if you watch that fight with Knee, Nazimov looks really concerned when pressure comes the other way on him, to the point where it looked like he didn't really want to strike until he had gotten away. And I have to imagine that's only elevated being that he's fighting Satoshi and knowing that, one clinch could be the end of his night. So like, I think he's going to be panicked if de Souza brings a little bit of that pressure. And then in addition to that too, like he has had no training camp for de Souza. He was supposed to fight Noah Bay, who like him is a kickboxer. Noah Bay is very exciting, very, very electric kickboxer who's been fighting for LFA and a few other organizations. And so like Nazimov was preparing for a firefight. He's going to get no piece of that. And basically he's going to have 2 weeks to get himself ready for one of the greater grapplers in the organization, maybe the best grappler in the organization. And to me, that's a nightmare recipe here. So I'm going to take Satoshi here. Again, probably a big unplayable number, especially that it's a late replacement.
Yeah, you don't want to step into a fight with him without having drilled your grappling. Yeah, exactly, for months and months. All right, we've got one more title fight on the on the docket after I tell you about Novig. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced juice on bets. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig, Novig, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. They've been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. College basketball is up and running, and with 300 plus schools, Rhythm has predictions for every game, every day. It pairs nicely with the daily TCE, aka the college experience, shows on this very network with Mac, Colby, and Noah. Every game, you are prepared. It's super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with the sliders. With so many sports and the holidays, this makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game, so that way you can focus on other sports. You degen you, not your family sports. Gumby, give the people a play.
Sure, we talked about Christmas already. I'm going to take the Rockets over the Lakers in that game. Lakers are kind of hit and miss depending on who's hot that day, whereas I've been pretty impressed with the way the Rockets have put a couple of games together here and there. So give me the Rockets over the Lakers on Christmas.
Lakers are overrated. You can always pick good lines against the Lakers. Yep, always. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. It's better this year too because the Lakers' record makes them look like they're better than they are too. So.
Yeah, they're just doing a really good job of beating up on the Washington Wizards and the like.
Yeah, exactly. You can get really good spreads and stuff there. So make sure you read my daily column, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. I am killing it with basically killing it on
just
all
the Lakers.
All my NBA picks. But yeah, fading the Lakers, fading the Clippers too. Clippers seem to be given more respect than they should. But anyhow, let's talk some more fighting here. We're going back to the Saitama Super Arena. We got a featherweight championship on the line in the main event. Is this a good choice for a main event fight on this fight full of champions, Gumby?
Yeah, it's probably the most popular fight for Japanese fans, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Because Shaydullaev is, he's slowly becoming a star over there, and anybody with an Asakura last name is always going to get a pop.
Yep. Razhabali Shaydullaev is the champ. He's from Kyrgyzstan, wears the cool hats that they wear, versus Mikuru Asakura. There you go, Asakura. He's Kai's little brother. Is that right?
I don't know if they're...
Is he related, or is it just...
I don't know if they're related, but there's like a ton of Asakuras over there.
Yes. This is the Asakura
because I'm pretty sure Kai's only got a little sister who fights.
Okay.
Am I remembering that right?
Maybe I don't really know. Is obviously
you keep talking. I'll put the intern.
This is the Asakura who did that exhibition fight against Floyd Mayweather.
Correct.
So, yeah. All right. Oh, actually, I see Kai's name here. He is older brother, not younger. So I was wrong. I was only half right. There you go. All right, we'll tell you about him first. More on Mikuru Asakura. 19-5 with 1 no contest, 9 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 13-4 in RIZIN. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight, and he's won 5 of 7. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. That will be the last time you'll hear this in 2025. That I can promise you. Used to fight at 155, 2012 pro MMA debut, 01 in pro kickboxing. 3 inches taller than Shaydullaev. Shaydullaev is 16-0. 5 knockouts, 11 submissions. So he's finished everyone. He owes his rounds. 5-0 in RIZIN. He is the champ. 1 successful title defense. He also is a regional champ. Used to fight at 145. 8 years younger than Asakura.
Yeah, I think Shaydullaev is going to be, despite the fact that, like I said, this is a fight where there's respect on both sides. I'm going to go Shaydullaev -300. Hopefully it could dip down into the 2s and maybe it's a good parlay piece then, because I'm going Shaydullaev. Asakura has kind of had a little bit of issues with his chin in the past, which is part of my handicap here. Because first of all, I think Shaydullaev can wrestle just about anybody in their featherweight division. Asakura did manage to stay away from Kleber Erbst in the grappling department in their fight. I think Shaydullaev is different because first of all, you have to worry about his hands. And then second of all, he's a better wrestler, even if not better at jiu-jitsu. But then on top of that, like, I don't even think he has to go to the ground if he doesn't want to. His hands are so fast. I went back and I watched some of the film on this guy throwing 2, 3, 4 punch combinations. And I just there were so many times I looked at myself and I was like, is this sped up? Like, I can't tell if this is sped up or if he is just that much faster than the average featherweight. And the answer is he's just so fast. You know, and I think, first of all, the fact that we've seen Asakura, you know, wobbled, knocked out, and stuff like that in the past by people who hit far less hard than Shaydullaev, I think it means it's a foregone conclusion for the knockout. But even if it wasn't, the wrestling being there as the backup plan for Shaydullaev, I think it's just way too much for Asakura. Asakura has to circle, has to stay away from that speed. And I don't know that he can do that for a full fight. So give me Shaydullaev.
All right, give him Shaydullaev. Let's give you a recap, and I think he'll give us at least one bonus play here. He's got Shaydullaev. He has got De Souza, and you said that one's going to be a minus 1,000 range, probably. Well.
I said minus 500 for De Souza. I said minus 1,000 for Izawa.
Yeah, Izawa minus 1,000, right? He has got Sabatello, so maybe at least one new champ coming down the pipe. Oh, I guess Ougikubo would be a new champ as well, because that is a vacated belt. So Ougikubo, Sabatello, Izawa, De Souza, Shaydullaev. Lightning rounds, that Ben Boom Pow. You have anything else you like on this card?
Sure, we'll go with just one more pick because I gave you one on the prelim episode. I give you one on the main card episode. I mentioned him already. Inoue was supposed to fight Ilkhom Nazimov. God, like they got him a replacement fight, which is all right. I would have rather watched him throw hands with Nazimov and let these guys have like the craziest kind of fight. But this dude is so much fun to watch. You can go back and watch any of his LFA fights. I mean, just electric. He is only 5-3 because he's kind of learning on the job here, but like, man, is he fun to watch. So Inoue, both one to possibly look out for in terms of betting, but also one that like, just don't miss his fight.
All right. You're set now for RIZIN. Don't miss RIZIN. You can talk. I'm sure people will be watching and talking about it in our Discord because they always are. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. MMA Gambling Podcast on YouTube. SGPN MMA on Twitter. At Gumby Vreeland. At Jeff Fox Writer as well. At Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. moneymma.substack.com is my Substack. Gumby's got the Top Turtle MMA podcast. No time off for that either. Tell the people what they're in store for this week.
Yeah, we got Jonas Magard as well as Caitlin Young, coach of Minnesota Top Team.
So check it out. And we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. And Merry Christmas to Gumby. Merry Christmas to all you people listening and or watching us. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, everything else. Fill in the blanks. We're not going away though. We're just going away for a few days. We'll be back Sunday, I guess, starting our recap / preview of the various UFC
futures.
UFC futures. And we'll see how we did with our 2025 futures. But before all that, Gumby's going to bid you farewell.
All right, I'm Danny Gumby Vreeland. He's the Canadian gangster Jeff Fox, and we will see you on Sunday.